Most people probably have a jigsaw tucked away in a corner of their workshop, but there is something about the way this particular yellow unit handles that makes it feel a bit more serious than your average DIY tool. When you first pick it up, you notice the weight immediately. It is not exactly light, but that heft actually works in its favor, keeping the tool planted firmly against the wood while you are navigating a tricky curve. The grip has this rubberized, anti-slip texture that feels secure even if your hands get a little dusty or sweaty, which is a nice touch for those longer projects. What really stands out is the blade change system. It is all metal, and it is lever action, meaning you are not fumbling with tiny hex keys or worrying about losing a wrench. You just flip the lever, pop the T-shank blade in, and you are ready to go. It is one of those small design choices that saves you a massive amount of frustration when you are mid-project and need to swap from a wood blade to something for metal. Now, the speed control is right where you want it, and it is surprisingly responsive. You can dial it up to 3,000 strokes per minute, which is plenty of power for most tasks, but the real magic is in the orbital action. Having 4 different settings gives you a lot of control over how aggressive the cut is. If you are trying to rip through thick lumber, you crank that orbital setting up, and it just eats through the material. If you are doing something delicate, you dial it back for a cleaner finish. The dust blower is another one of those features that sounds like a minor detail until you actually use it. It does a decent job of clearing the sawdust away from your cut line, so you are not constantly stopping to blow debris out of the way. That said, it is not perfect. If you are working in a really tight corner, you might still find yourself reaching for a vacuum or a brush, but for general work, it keeps the path clear enough to stay accurate. The shoe bevel is also worth mentioning because it is built like a tank. It clicks into those standard detents at 0, 15, 30, and 45 degrees with a satisfying snap, and it stays locked in place without any annoying wobble. If there is a downside, it is that this is a tool-only purchase, so you are going to need your own batteries and charger. Also, because it is a bit of a beast, it can feel a little top-heavy if you are used to those smaller, compact cordless models. But honestly, for the kind of work where you need reliability and a clean, controlled cut, that extra bit of mass is a trade-off most people are happy to make. It is a solid, no-nonsense piece of gear that feels like it was built to survive a few years of hard labor in a busy shop. If you are already invested in the battery ecosystem, this is a pretty easy addition to the collection.
Check out the video description for updated price. And thank you for watching this video.